Welcome to your 12th lesson on JavaScript. And in this lesson we will talk about do while and while loop. You might have learned loops in other programming languages. Loops are an efficient way to loop through some value and to do repetitive tasks in the code without writing multiple lines. If you have learned loops in other languages, it will be much easier for you to write loops in JavaScript, as it's an intuitive process and often it is even named the same way. So, for example, we have a while and do while loop in JavaScript, and we also have a do and do while loop in C++. So let's see what is a do while loop. But first, please clean your main.js folder as well as index.html folder, leaving only basic HTML tags, script tag, and doc type HTML, so that the page, if refreshed, will be blank and we could easily work with it. So first of all, I want you to write a variable a, and set it equal to 100. And then variable b and make it equal to 1000. Now let's create a while loop. Let's write while, and we want to print the value of a once it reaches the 1000. Once it reaches the same value as b. And we will use a very inefficient method just for showcase. We will write while a smaller than b, a plus equals to 1. This is same as writing a equals a plus 1 or writing a plus plus, but we will write a plus equals 1. It's a short way and a good way to write an increment. So once a reaches the number just before b, it will add 1 and the loop will stop. Next, let's print document write a, and let's see what we get. Let's refresh the page, and as you can see, we get 1000 as expected. If we would to put the document.write right here, it would have printed all the values from 100 to 1000. Let's refresh the page and see our result. As you can see, it prints out all the numbers from 100, 101, 102 up to 1000. So let's right now add a little style. Let's write document dot write and put a br or break the line tag from the HTML. And let's see what we get. We get a nice list, nice line of numbers, and it gets to 1000. Nope, it does not get to 1000. And you might ask, why is that? That's because you're adding the value of 1 after printing the value of a. We should put the increment at the start. And now, if we refresh the page, we'll get the value starting from 101 all the way up to 1000. And as you can see, we're leaving out 100th number. We can easily fix this by outputting the value of a at the end or before the while loop. So let's now suppose we are having a value of 1000. So what happens if we have a value of 1000? Well, the value doesn't pass the while loop, and it's not printed in index.html. So what can we do to print at least one time? We can do this by writing a do while loop. So we'll switch the places and put a semicolon at the end, and then write do. This is called a do while loop. And it's called do while loop because it first does the task one time and only then loops through the while loop. So let's see the output of the do while loop by refreshing our page. As you can see, we have printed 1001. And this was expected, since that's how the do-while loop works. We can use a do-while loop really for anything. It is very useful and it is mainly used with numbers. You can also put several conditions here. For example, you can put a variable c equal to 200 and make this an or conditional, so we'll put here a is minus than b, or c is minus than b, and in this case we need to do an increment for c as well. C equals 1, and the value will be printed 801 times. Or 800 times. It was printed 800 times. So here you can see that you can do anything in while conditional as you will do in if conditional. And do while loop is very useful as well as while loop. And I want you to practice this method and this technique by writing 3 do while loops and 1 while loop for your own practice. And it will help you to better understand the concept behind the do while loop.